All right, the seats, number 11. The seats in an amphitheater are constructed in such a way that each row contains 4 more seats than the previous row. There are 28 rows in the amphitheater, and the third row contains 20 seats. How many total seats are there in the amphitheater? Again, hey, this is a real world problem. So I'm reading it, it's not just giving you math equations. It's a real world problem. So what is our technique we're going to use to solve? It's a 2-step technique. If it's real world, what's our technique going to be? You get a formula and then in solve it or type in calculator, whatever it is that we need to do from there. Formula will do all the hard work for us. So first, we got to come up with a formula. So how will we come up with a formula for this one? Is it on the formula chart, or do we need to know this one by our own head? On the formula chart. Look at your formula chart. You're going to sequences and series. You need to determine one thing. Is this arithmetic or geometric? Because that's going to tell you which formula to choose. When you look at the arithmetic, means that it's each time adding something. Geometric would mean each time it's multiplying. So it says here, how is it that each row is changing? 4 more seats. Is that saying 4 more? Does that mean multiply by 4 or add by 4?
Okay.
So this is arithmetic. Okay, so since I can't from here pull up my formula chart, I need you to tell me what is the nth term of a arithmetic sequence. What is its formula? You can look on the formula chart. AN equals A1. Okay, there's our formula. The seats in the amphitheater are constructed such a way that each row contains 4 more seats. All right, that's one of the variables. Which variable is 4 more? That's our D, our common difference. It's changing by 4 each time. And since it's 4 more, it's a positive. So that's our D. We can change colors, so we'll stand out a little bit as we go along. So our D will be 4. There are 28 rows in the amphitheater. Ooh, do you know what that is? That's N. That's the amount of rows. N is always the amount of something. Yeah, 28 rows. That's N. N is 28. And the third row. What symbol would be a third row? A3. If this is the third row, we'll call it A3. It contains 20 seats. It says how many total seats. What do we need to solve? What do we need to do to solve this one? The sum. Okay, to use this to find a sum, I've given you an acronym. So it just tells you all the pieces you need to have so you can find the sum. What's that acronym we've used? SAN. So the S means change your formula to a sigma. What changes in sigma? Excuse me, what changes in the formula to a sigma? And the equals. Because the equal is going to move to the bottom of the sigma. So it's going to say, we start N equals, what are you always going to, when you do this by hand, what are you always going to put down there at the bottom? 1. Always 1. The top is going to get the amount of N's. What does N need to grow to become? 28. That goes on top. Don't forget, as long as you press the sigma button, it'll give you the parentheses automatically. You just need to type this all parentheses. A1. We don't have an A1. Okay, let's see. Can we use A3? Yeah. Yes, we can. If we use A3 though, if I change A1 to A3, what else do I need to change? N minus 3. Okay, so A3 is 20 plus N minus 3. Why did I not put it to the 28 for N right there? The calculator needs that substitute. Going to substitute in right there. And then finally our D. I'm going to put parentheses around it just to make sure it multiplies it. That's really important if it was a negative, so it doesn't subtract it. Okay, once you type that in, you should have the answer. This one you don't even have to solve. This one technically, I'll write down solve just so it's the same step. But in this case, it's actually just type in calculator. Yeah, this one you don't even have to solve it. You just type it straight up in. Slide down. Is it in calculus section? Yeah, there it is. It's in calculus. n equals 1 to 28. Don't forget the parentheses. I'll just show you, if you don't do a parentheses, notice it will not give you, I think it was n minus 3 times 4, is that what we had? If you don't put a parentheses on there, you see how it won't work? So that means if it's saying add slider, that means you need to have a parenthesis. There you go. I'm getting 1848. Is that what y'all got?
Yeah.
Okay, great. That would be our solution here. 1,848 seats. We would have 1,848 seats. 1,848 seats, which brings us to our DOL. DOL number 3 for today. The seats in an amphitheater are constructed in such a way that each row contains more seats than the previous row. Okay, this one, how many more seats does it say? It just says more, so it doesn't tell you. So that means you have a variable there. If the first row contains 12 seats and the 20th row contains 69 seats, how many seats does the 12th row contain? So this is going to be a two-step process. You're gonna need the formula and you're gonna have to end solve. Just make note of what the variable is you're missing. DOL number 3.